Hey everybody, we back. Another episode of Check Game Sports. I'm here with your boy Terrance A. Smith.
I'm here with your boy Alvin Williams.
I had to call you that. I gotta get your opinions, baby. But yeah, man, jump right into it. What's your take with this Steph Curry parting ways with Under Armour, man? That hit the news world this week, man. What you think? What's your take?
It seemed like Steph Curry, the star he is he too big for that brand. It don't seem like they can carry what he brings to sports. It seemed like Nike is more qualified for that caliber of a star. I felt like he was showing love to Under Armour by taking on a smaller brand, just being an authentic person that Steph come across as being and genuine like that, and just sticking with a smaller brand to start out. But I think at this level of his career, he became such a significant player to the sport. I think a brand like Nike can capture his basketball donation. You know what he's brought to basketball. Nike, I feel like Nike probably can capture that better. And I don't know if that's the direction he's going to go in, but I feel like Nike could capture what he's meant and brought to basketball better than Under Armour. Not saying that that's a better company, but Nike has had much more experience with higher end athletes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
No,
I thought Nike probably be the best bet for him at this stage of his career.
yeah, I mean, I of course I don't know all the ins and outs, but I just know they had a 13-year partnership. And I know as players, man, that a lot of times back in the day, it was always good to be endorsed by Nike or Adidas or Reebok or Under Armour. You want to be endorsed, but Steph Curry and a lot of these athletes now, they have true partnerships where they have creative control. They have like for instance, Steph Curry, he owns his brand. He owns the logo. He owns that. So whatever he does, he can take that and put that in another situation, and he'll still have ownership of his brand and his likeness, which is critical. So whatever it is, it's still like he's a power player in his game, and I'm sure whatever direction he goes now that he's a free agent with the sneaker world, he'll be able to implement that logo and that brand, and I'm sure they'll be excited. But it's funny, man, like how you talk about Nike, but you always hear about that big hiccup that Nike had when they first tried to, re-sign Steph Curry, which led him to go to Under Armour when they didn't have the greatest presentation. I think they said they had like a copy and paste type of model, like where they had Kevin Durant and it was Steph Curry's presentation. So they had their little mishap, but the world goes around. So to your point, man, hopefully he can continue to grow. Hopefully continue to have his creative control over everything. And then coming to the end of his career too, Fats, it's going to be a life. It's going to be a different perspective. It's going to be a different path that he's going to go down with that, with his brand and his logo and any sneaker company, any partnership that he has, in this last phase of his playing career.
Yeah, I'm sure. He seems like his camp has got it together, so I'm sure they'll make a good decision for him going forward. But he seems like such a meaningful part to basketball that his legacy need to be, um, his story need to be given out properly. And I think
And,
Nike can
and
for that.
yeah, yeah. And it don't hurt that right after that when he had 50, 49, and it didn't hurt that he's still putting all that work in.
Yeah, so we talked about Steph's shoes, but I know you wanted to mention Detroit. I see they playing well. They did 11-2, and some of their stars has missed some games, and they've still been
Man,
playing. They're performing. They're performing really well, and it seems like that coach has got those guys playing at a high rate. And the Thompson brother, the twin, he's playing really well. They doing really good out there. Um, I know you wanted to mention them, so what you had on them out?
no, I mean they are very impressive. They're number one in the East. They're what, 11. They're 11-2, 9 straight wins, man. And yo, no Cunningham. So they beat Chicago, who we highlighted Chicago early on when they were, I think they might have been undefeated or had one loss early in the year. And they beat the Sixers, who we've definitely been talking about. The Sixers is a tough team. They have the guards and they're playing good basketball, but they beat the Sixers and they beat Chicago. No Cunningham, no Cade Cunningham, their top gun, no Jalen Duren, no Tobias Harris, and no the Thompson twin. I meant Thompson, he wasn't there. But guys like Paul Reed and these guys are stepping up, man. Karis LeVert, Javante Green stepping in. Like, so the thing is, with JB Bickerstaff and his staff, dog, they are playing high level defense. And I think when you have people out like that, your defense gotta be on point. They're second in block shots, right? So they're defending the rim. They're second in steals, so they turn you over. And guess who's first in steals? Your squad, OKC. They make you turn over. So, you know what I mean? They right there in the mix. They got, I think, the fourth ranked defense. So that's the thing that's going to travel with you, no matter who's in the lineup. So, I mean, Coach Biggerstaff, he got those guys, rolling, man. So I'm really excited to see what these guys do, and especially when they get healthy again.
Yeah, they so young, and this is such a long. This is such a marathon, not a sprint. For them to get out early, that's applauded. But this is a long season, so I'll be curious to see how they do. You know, when it's
Oh, they
meaningful.
gonna do good, Fats.
Okay,
They
okay.
gonna do
Well,
good,
we'll
man.
wait till we get there and we'll see it, man. So after that, we wanted to talk about Luca. Luca cooking out in LA, and he cooking without LeBron, and they happen to be winning. They 10-4 without LeBron on the floor, and Luca's had some big games. I mean, he put up some 40 points, some 30 points. Uh, he's playing. He playing crazy. What I want to say about him is that his style of play. He's such a high usage. And he seems to make the smart decision because he's got 9 assists, 8 assists a game. He will make a smart decision when the time winds down. But his usage, I don't know if he could play a whole season with being so, his usage and his shot, put up 23 shots. You know, he shoot the ball a lot. And I don't know if you could play 82 games and make it to the NBA Finals with that style of ball, with the way these teams are now making guys run on the court. You know, like the Warrior style of play, control
Yeah.
fusion. You know, everybody's just running around, running around, running around. But Luca, the way he played, I don't know how long he can last playing like that. It's just like, I don't want to say he a ball hog because he got 9 assists, but he makes a good decision, but he's just hogging the ball a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. And the one thing that JJ is doing with their rest of the coaching staff, they're not succumbing to the NBA like everybody moving. But like you got a guy that can control a whole tempo of the game. So we don't have to have everybody to have the basketball in the hand, but they do a good job of, balancing out with Austin Reeves handling the rock. And then, but you got your other guys like Vanderbilt and these guys, Jackson Hayes, these athletic wings that are better defensive players. So they alleviating some of that pressure. But the key is when LeBron comes back. Like that's the bottom line. How will all this mesh when LeBron's come back? Because to your point, Luca got the ball in his hands. LeBron's gonna have to have the ball. You're not gonna have LeBron spacing out. He's not gonna just set screens and roll to the basket. He's gonna be your facilitator too. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that happens and how all that comes together. But to your point, Luca is playing well. But we've seen this out of Luca. I mean, we've seen him playing well. We always in an MVP running. He led his team to a championship, to the championship. They didn't win, but we went to the finals. So, I mean, he's a phenomenal player. But at the end of the day, it's about when it comes down to that postseason, how are all those pieces going to come together and how they're going to make it work?
Yeah, that's going to be tough. I mean, LeBron, we'll see. I mean, it's an interesting team to see, and with them winning
What?
without LeBron.
So what you think? What you think, Fats? Tell me what you think they're gonna have to do with LeBron. Give me your take. I mean, is he old? Is he got to get out? He got to come off the bench. Some people saying he got to come off the bench. Some people
No,
like, what you
no, no.
think?
I mean, the problem is he's got that no trade clause where that's probably stopping anything. I would trade him because I would try to get the squeeze whatever I could get for LeBron at this stage, because it's not like it's going to be. I mean, I don't see him running through the finals. These kids is younger and faster. He's 21 years old in the league. Like, come on, man. So I would try to get a squeeze for him, and maybe he should be down for that too, because I don't think he won in the championship with the Lakers with that team. Although they looking good, man. AK 50, AR Reeves, he had 50. They balling, so it looks good without him, or it looked like it's going to form to something without him. And you play pro ball, so you know if a star step back in on that flow of things. They 10-4 with the flow of things. A star step back in, the flow is going to be whatever, it's going to alter the flow, and that could cause some winning and losing. But I don't
Yeah,
know, man. I don't know. 10-4 without LeBron. What do you do, Al?
I don't know. I mean, it's LeBron James, and I'm a big LeBron James fan, and there's no way that I say do anything outside of let LeBron be LeBron. And at the end of the day, I think this is a good segue if you when you talk about moving forward. Like, all right, we see what we can do when LeBron chooses to, you know, retire or move forward. But right now, you got to figure it out because still, to me, LeBron is one of the best players in the NBA. His IQ is unmatched. But now it's all about that flow, like you said. Like how are we going to handle that flow and how that connectivity and how they're going to continue playing the way they're playing because they're not the best team in the West, but they're competing and they can continue to get better. And if they're healthy and they can stay healthy, you just never know what happens. But I'm excited to see when LeBron comes back. First of all, I love to see his style of play and just see how that all comes together.
Well, let's talk about your man Willie Green down in New Orleans. They fired him
My man, man,
after.
you did that, dog. You
No, I
you
didn't do
you
anything,
you
man.
did that.
No, I didn't. I'm just saying he got a record of 150 and 190. They put him in a tough spot. Let's not put all of them games
Yeah,
on him. His star
right,
player didn't play. His star player wasn't available. Um, Zion, he don't want to play. Ingram wasn't playing. So let's not put all these losses on him. What I
for
will say
sure.
is I can applaud his effort, and you can see from a basketball fan his effort and what he put into the team. And he was trying to get something established there, but he wasn't fully equipped. So I'm not going to knock him at all. I will applaud his effort for what he had to work with, and he created some nice players. Murphy, he developed some
Trey
players,
Murphy,
and
yep,
yeah, he developed some players. So credit him, and there's not a bad thing he done down there in New Orleans. I just think he wasn't fully equipped. I do take him serious as a head coach in the NBA, and hopefully he'll
for
get
sure.
another job. Yeah, hopefully he'll get another job soon. I take him serious.
Now he's one of those dudes, Fats, that he knows the game in and out. He has an awesome demeanor of being in that locker room. He has a presence. And to your point, it just the cards weren't dealt right, right? He had the
Hmm.
injuries. They were on a come up with Zion, Brandon Ingram, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, like all these guys, man. They really started coming together. Then they just traded for DeJounte Murray, but he had injury, his Achilles tendon, so it just never got a full roster of where he could really coach and compete and be at that level. Because if all those dudes were playing, man, and you see what these guys are doing in other places, you see what these other guys the capabilities of when they're healthy. It just sucks that he didn't get that full roster and a healthy full roster for a long term. And Joe Dumars was put in a bad, tough situation. Joe Dumars coming over there running the operations um, for the Pelicans, and I know they probably got a great relationship because Willie Green being a Detroit person and Joe Dumars coming from there as well. Well, being there for so many years and having so much success. So I'm sure that was a tough call. But Willie Green, he's gonna land on his feet because, like to your
Hmm.
point, he's a for real coach. He's a for real
Hmm.
coach.
Yeah, he's serious. Yeah, hopefully things go well for him. We wanted to mention Jalen Johnson. He tripped down there in Atlanta. You say
Did
he's a
he?
big time. You say he's a big time baller. Since he tripped on somebody, we're gonna give him. I want to hear what you got to say about him because you was big on him.
Yo, I love him, dog. I love him, and it goes back to him coming into the league. And I want to say the Raptors was talking about when they were looking to trade Pascal Siakam, and they were looking to acquire Jalen Johnson, but I don't think Atlanta would give him up. And pardon me if I'm misstepping all this because I don't know the details, everything, but he was a hot commodity. But yo, dog, this boy had 30, 31, 18 rebounds and 14 assists. This is my question. Do you got to move Trey Young? Or you ride this young fella as your number one guy? Like, can Atlanta take that next step? You know what I mean? With Jalen Johnson is like their number one guy or a guy that they can build around.
I think Trey is his style of. I mean, give him some credit. He won some playoff games, so I'm
Oh
not
no,
gonna
for sure.
I'm not gonna act like his style of play
Ice cold, ice,
is
ice
not
tray.
winning. Like fuck, I'm not. He put some playoff games together, so I'm not. But he is a ball hog in his 3 point. His style of play. If he's going, it's nice to look at. If he's not going, it's tough. And I can't even talk smack because he do get assists. Sometimes he lead the league in assists. Like he be
He
having
led the
11.
league last year.
Yeah, so like he can't act like he don't pass the ball. It just seems like he hog it. He'll shoot it a lot. But that is a question, Al. Do you begin to trust into uh, Jalen Johnson? Do you begin to trust in another direction because you gave Trey his opportunities in these big playoff games and he did perform? But maybe it is time to swing it and see if you can get a bigger squeeze out of another athlete without offending Trey. I don't know how you would know a little bit more about that, but that'd be cool to find out.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, Trey's game is Trey's game, right? Defensively, we can say he's a liability, but Atlanta Hawks, they put some good defensive players around them. We've seen players that are outstanding offensive players, but defensively, they didn't really just step up to the plate. But Trey Young, my biggest thing is, and not knowing a young fella at all. Not, I like this game when he was at Oklahoma, when he's coming out of college. My thing is what's his presence like? If you're going to be the franchise guy, if you're going to be the guy that they're going to build around, does guys really want to play with you? Do guys really want to coach you? Like from what I've seen from the outside, it seems like a couple coaches have been gone now, and he's the common denominator. So is he forcing these coaches out? Does he want to be coached hard? Does he want to take his team or take his game to the next level? And I think outside of the stuff on the court, it's about the stuff in the background. And again, don't know anything about the young fella. But when you start looking at the changes and things that's being made and you just start seeing how things starting to project out, that could be a part of it. And also you've heard teams have not been biting at the bit to trade for him.
Mm-hmm,
So it's
mm-hmm.
telling me other things about possibly maybe attitude or just your reputation. But to your point, he's a hell of a basketball player. But Jalen Johnson, the Hawks got a luxury now when you look at a young fella like Jalen Johnson, if he can stay healthy and see if that's the direction, or maybe you can try to make this thing work with both of them.
I was impressed with the triple double. I also was impressed with Joker's triple double. Joker been out there
Bam.
tripping too, yo. Joker stay tripping. But he just his talent level and his IQ and his awareness is just so impressive as a big man. I mean, I don't think we've ever seen a big man who could pass this way. Um, Rebound and pass, that long court pass that he's really good at. Um, and constantly still give you 30 and win the game. I mean, Shaq is good. Akeem Olajuwon is good. I'm not saying that Joker is better than him in the championship stage of anything, but his talent and his
Okay.
IQ for the game of basketball. I haven't seen that in any center prior to him, is what I'm trying to say to you. I've never seen a center perform at that level with the level of IQ the Joker's playing with. You give me your spill on that.
Yeah, I thought you was about to go somewhere where I ain't really want us to go.
Where
You
he got
start
he
you
go?
start you start naming these all-time
Yeah,
legends,
yeah.
Akeem Olajuwon.
They ain't perform
Akeem
like him.
Olajuwon.
They didn't
What?
perform like him.
Well, man, I'm not going to even get into all that
Well, I'm
with you.
not gonna get into it with you then. They didn't perform like Joker.
No, it's a whole different game.
All right, thank
But
you, thank
he's a bad boy,
you.
and
All right, all
what he continues to do, he about to average another triple double. Like he's leading the league in I think rebounding now and assists, or like it's one of these like 12 rebounds, 10 assists, 25 points. So no, he's the deal, man, and he's somebody that you got to look at as one of the all time greats, not just even at that position as a player.
right. As a
So
player.
yeah, I can't let you off the hook when you talk about all these boys tripping because your man got a triple double too.
Who my
Actually, he
man?
got two this season. Russell Westbrook. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Russell Westbrook got a triple double this game.
Okay.
He got against the Timberwolves. He had
Okay.
13, 10, 14. I mean, he
Did he
doing
have
his
any?
thing.
Did he
Huh?
have any apples?
I mean, I'm sure he might have had an apple or two, but but guess what? He got a triple double, and James Harden got a triple double. I was watching the game the other day, double overtime. He had 41, 14, and 11 assists. So the older guys are still they're finding their way, man. They're finding their way. They out here tripping.
Game time.
Game time. It's a game time. This is a segment where me and Al talk about some of the rookies this season and see how they've been progressing and some of the opinions we form on the NBA young kids this day and see what's going on. Al, you had something you want to say about the kid Ace Bailey out in Utah?
I don't know what to say about him. I gotta continue watching. I don't really know. First of all, let's just say this: as a rookie, you don't know what you're getting into.
Mm-hmm.
We know he's uber talented, and it's a new ball game. It's a new ball game when you're walking on that floor. It's a new ball game when you go into these film sessions, these practices, the life outside of basketball. So all we know is he's a talented player, but it's going to take time. Everybody's not jumping to that thing and being LeBron James or Wemby. They're not being that. So it's always it's going to be time. You said it. You said it already in the show that it's still early in the season. So one thing I keep telling them: get there early, stay late, watch the film sessions, work on your game, work on your craft. That's all you need to do, and things going to start coming around for the young fella, I'm sure.
Well, you wanted to mention him. I wanted to mention Con Knipple because in the beginning I had some questions of why he was drafted so high, and he answered every question of mine. He started out with 30, and then the other night he had 32. And what I didn't know, and I'm now realizing he could really shoot the ball really well. And he's 6'5", 6'6". You said he's from the Wisconsin area. Went back home and played well against the Bucks. He shot it well against the Bucks too. He shot 12 for 20. He made some big shots. So the kid can play. I just was wanted to give him his shout out, give him his props because he pulling through and showing why he was the number 4 pick in the NBA draft. So I want to applaud him and show him some love on our platform real quick.
Yeah, in fact, he know how to play, man. He's just not just a shooter. He get to the basket, plays with confidence. He's in the mix, plays like that Duke, fiery type of play hard. So he's exciting to watch. I'm gonna get a chance to see him tomorrow. They play the Toronto Raptors. I'm getting to call that game, so I'll be courtside to see the young fella play. So I'm excited to see him play. Said Knipple, we like him, man. The other guy we talked about him before down in Memphis, man. Cedric Coward. I feel bad for whoever come up with that last name. I ain't trying to walk down the street, y'all calling me coward and all that. I'm gonna have to crack a couple skulls to let y'all know how I get down. But but nah, he playing hard, man. Again, it's a lot of it's a lot of turbulent things going on in that. I shouldn't say a lot, but that over there in Memphis with Ja Morant and some of the things. There's a lot of talk swirling about is he going to stay there and all that. But to be a rookie and being involved in that atmosphere, he's still playing consistent basketball. He's playing hard. He's doing all the right things. He's driving when he's supposed to. He's shooting when he's supposed to. And these rookies, man, they coming in with a lot of confidence. They're coming in with an understanding of how to play. With these short training camps, seeing some of these rookies and how they stepping right to the plate, man, I'm really impressed. And Cedric Howard is still one of those guys. He's been very consistent so far early in this season for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Well, I could tell you through his way of play, he ain't a coward. I could tell you that.
Facts.
I can tell you just from the way he played, he ain't a coward. I can tell you that.
Yep.
But I wanted to speak on Queen down in New Orleans because for somebody like Tim Duncan to give you a shout out and praise, and I'm sure it took him a while, which means Tim Duncan done probably the most homework on a kid before he even decided to give him a praise. But for Tim Duncan to shout out the kid like that, I think that was big time. I'm sure it was motivating and probably lit a fire under him to begin to work harder if he hasn't. I mean, I'm sure you're already doing the job, but I'm sure Tim Duncan speaking on you had lit some type of fire under the kid. And he's got some game. You know what I mean? I've seen him.
For sure.
He can really pass it. You know what I mean? He can rebound it. He can score it. And he's patient. So I've been watching him. He's pretty good. I can see why Tim Duncan gave him a shout out. What you got on it, Al?
I'm with you, man. Just getting a chance to watch him at Maryland a bit last year. And what you said, Fats, his ability to pass.
Mm-hmm.
Being a big and you can pass and have that awareness and that IQ, that's just something that, what I mean, that's so valuable for to have at that position. But I'm with you, man. It's exciting to see. The only thing I'm now, one of these coaches got fired. So being so young, you don't want a player keep coming in and changing coach after coach after coach after coach. It's hard to get your footwork down. So hopefully they can keep it stable over there in New Orleans if they really truly believe in his ability and he could be a big part of their season and their team in the future. So hopefully they can get some stability and he can continue to grow and learn from his rookie year.
Hey yo, so this day in sports. We talk about a significant thing that happened in sports this day. And for me, it was back in 1957 at University of Oklahoma. Epic 47 game win streak came to an end thanks to Notre Dame, who beat them 7-0. Oklahoma hadn't had a shutout in 124 games before that. So I just wanted to point that out. Shout out to Notre Dame for breaking that record. And also shout out to Oklahoma for getting the record. but that's what happened on this day in sports. What you got, Al?
I got the same year, 1957, on this day. But it's Bill Russell, different sport. At 49 rebounds, set an NBA record against the Philadelphia Warriors.
Mm.
And that night just bore. And that's the second time he recorded 49 rebounds. But on this day, he broke the NBA record with 49 rebounds. He was crashing the glass as Bill Russell always did.
Shout out to him, man. In game, this is a segment where we check a little bit of our mail. You know, we check games, so we check mail like we check game around here. And a fan wanted to know the transition for you, Alvin, from playing on the court to now you calling the professional basketball games, and you sit courtside and you interact with the players, the fans. Our fans wanted to know, the question when we checked mail was, what's it like for you transitioning into an announcer for an NBA professional team after being a player for a professional team?
Man, I would have never guessed I would ever do that. I didn't have a bad relationship with the media, but I always thought it was like us versus them. They're trying to get stories. We trying to protect ourselves. But, yeah, some people, when you call in the game for the team, they don't really call themselves media so much. They call them really a part of the team because you're really giving a story of the team and how they're playing, and you're connected to the players. You travel with the team. So it's a really cool experience, man, to get a chance to not just call the games, but also call the games for the team I used to play for. So I have a connection. I have uh, um, a certain love for the team. So it's real cool experience. It's something I enjoy to do. Hopefully I can ride this out to the sunset. But I'm glad you asked that, Fats. I'm glad that fan asked that because I do want to highlight these Toronto Raptors, who are
Ah.
currently now fourth in the East.
Mhm.
Fourth in the East. And that, you know what that would mean? They got playoff home court advantage. That's what that means right now. If the season was to end today, they got playoff home court advantage. Oh yeah, it's only 15 games or 13, whatever games it is. But look at Scotty Barnes. Look at Brandon Ingram. Look at RJ Barrett. My boy Jakob Pertl is back. He defending the rim. IQ, he playing that point guard position like he playing that point guard position. Jamal Shead coming off the bench. CMB, he bought like the rookie. We're going to start talking about that rookie too. Colin Murray Boyles, he's balling. So, I know I went off from the thing of broadcasting, but I had to bring the Toronto Raptors in there. I had to show my boys some love.
I'm gonna let you slide that in there because they is performing. They performing. What I will say that I like is that all three of them are in the 20s. They got three guys getting around 20 points a game, and that's going to be significant if you can sustain that through the playoffs. So through the season and get to the playoffs with that kind of gel or that kind of group of the guys is that we're going to use three of us to get 20 points each. I think that's much more manageable than one guy stepping out trying to get 30, 35 points. So
Yeah,
it
facts.
seems like they're figuring that out, and that looks well on them. I'll give them a shout out too. So shout out to the fan for asking the question.
You not invited to the playoffs. You not invited when we go. You not invited.
Okay. Hey, yo, this is our check game sports show. We want to thank you for just checking us out, and if anything, can you hit the like or the subscribe button? And we here once a week, and again, we check mail like we check games. So holla at us.